Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk to you about something simple, something natural, and yet profoundly powerful. It's not a new drug, it's not a supplement, it's not a fancy health product with a shiny label. When we talk about powerful changes in our health, we often look for the complicated pills, powders, expensive treatments. We've been conditioned to believe that the solution must be high-tech, high cost, or hidden in some clinical secret. But sometimes the most powerful tools are the simplest ones, growing quietly in nature, already packed with what our bodies desperately need. One of those tools is a fruit, not exotic, not rare, not hard to find, just deeply underestimated. That fruit is kiwi. Kiwi is more than just a sweet, tangy snack. It is a collagen powerhouse, and that's not just a catchy phrase. It's backed by science, by biochemistry, by what we know about how the human body heals, rebuilds, and protects itself. Collagen is the structural scaffolding of your body. It holds your skin together, reinforces your tendons and ligaments, keeps your blood vessels strong, and supports your bones. It's like the steel frame inside a high-rise building. Without it, the whole structure starts to weaken. But here's the challenge: as we age, our bodies naturally reduce collagen production. This begins slowly in our mid-20s and speeds up with time. By the time most people hit their 50s or 60s, the signs become impossible to ignore: joint pain, thinning skin, slower recovery from exercise or injury, even weakened gut lining and blood vessels. All of that comes back to collagen loss. But here's the good news: your body wants to produce collagen. It's built to do it. It simply needs the right raw materials. And one of the most essential ingredients in that process is vitamin C. Without vitamin C, collagen synthesis cannot occur. It's not optional, it's required. Vitamin C is the cofactor in the enzyme-driven process that assembles amino acids like glycine and proline into the triple helix structure of collagen. Without it, the entire process stalls. This is where kiwi steps in. A single kiwi fruit contains more vitamin C than an orange, nearly 90 milligrams in just one small fruit. That's enough to not only meet your daily needs, but to give your body the surplus it craves for repair, rebuilding, and resilience. But vitamin C isn't just helping with collagen, it's also fighting inflammation, neutralizing free radicals, and boosting immune defenses. That's why when you eat kiwi, you're not just giving your skin what it needs to stay youthful, you're feeding your joints, your heart, your gut, and your entire connective tissue network. Let's take it further. Think of the person who starts eating kiwi regularly. Day after day, this person is quietly, almost invisibly, supplying their body with one of the most vital ingredients it needs to age gracefully. Their skin stays firmer, their joints ache less, their digestion improves, their body bounces back from exercise and injury faster. They're not relying on expensive creams or collagen powders that may or may not absorb correctly. They're using nature's original design. Now contrast that with someone who ignores the role of nutrients like vitamin C and continues down the processed food path, where vitamin C is nearly absent and inflammation is constant. Their body is trying to heal but running on fumes. The signs show up in the mirror, in the joints, in the fatigue, in the slow recovery, and all of this because of the simple, silent power of a fruit. We're not just talking about preventing disease here, we're talking about optimizing life. We're talking about giving your body the tools it needs to do what it was designed to do: regenerate, rebuild, restore. That's not hype, that's physiology. You don't need a miracle. You need consistency. You need understanding. You need to look at something as small as a kiwi and realize it's not just a fruit. It's an act of care. It's a signal to your body, I'm on your side. One kiwi a day may seem small, but when done consistently, it creates a ripple effect, a biochemical wave of healing and restoration that moves through your skin, your joints, your tissues. Over time, those ripples become a tide, and that tide changes everything. There's something we don't like to talk about, something we all notice but often ignore until the signs are too loud to avoid. It's the quiet decline happening in every body, every day, starting far earlier than most people realize. I'm talking about the natural loss of collagen that begins in your mid-20s, not when you're old, not when you're sick, but when you still feel young, energetic, and invincible. At around age 25, something begins to shift under the surface. Your body's collagen production, once fast and abundant, starts to slow down. You don't feel it immediately. That's the trick. But make no mistake, the decline is there. Year by year, your body produces less collagen, and this gradual reduction impacts nearly every part of you. It's subtle at first. Maybe your skin doesn't bounce back the way it used to. Maybe your knees feel a little stiff after a workout. Maybe your recovery from injury starts to take longer than before. These are early whispers. And if we don't listen, they eventually turn into shouts. By the time you reach your 40s and 50s, that slow drip of collagen loss adds up to something significant. Studies show that we lose about 1% of our collagen per year starting in our late 20s. Over time, this leads to a 30%, 40%, even 50% reduction in the structural protein that holds our bodies together. And collagen isn't just about the way we look. Though yes, it does give our skin its firmness and smoothness. It's about how we function. Collagen is the glue that holds our tendons, ligaments, bones, and skin in place. It lines the gut. It supports the walls of our blood vessels. It's what keeps our muscles attached to our skeleton. When you lose collagen, you don't just get wrinkles. You get weaker joints, thinner cartilage, reduced flexibility, and impaired healing. You get leaky gut, poor nutrient absorption, even compromised immune function. And yet, so many people look in the mirror and think it's just aging. They accept it. They surrender to it. But the truth is, while the decline in collagen is natural, doing nothing about it is optional. Just because something happens naturally doesn't mean it's harmless. We don't ignore declining vision. We wear glasses. We don't ignore tooth decay. We brush, floss, and see a dentist. So why should we ignore a loss of collagen, something so foundational to our physical structure and long-term health? Here's what we need to understand. Your body isn't broken. It's responding to what it's being given. Or more often, what it's not being given. Your body is still capable of producing collagen, but only if you supply it with the right tools. You need amino acids like glycine and proline. You need cofactors like zinc and copper. But above all, you need vitamin C, the cornerstone of collagen synthesis. Without it, your body literally cannot manufacture new collagen. And that's why lifestyle matters. That's why nutrition matters. Because if we continue eating processed food, skipping fruits and vegetables, ignoring hydration, and loading up on sugar, we're not just passively aging, we're accelerating breakdown. We're sending the message to our bodies that repair is not a priority. We're leaving the raw materials out of the equation and wondering why things fall apart. But it doesn't have to be this way. You can slow the process. You can support your body's natural repair system. You can nourish the collagen, building machinery that's still inside you, waiting to be activated. You don't need expensive treatments or fancy supplements to start. What you need is consistency. You need to return to nutrient-dense, whole foods. You need to move, sleep, hydrate, and breathe with intention. There is no magic bullet. But there is a biological truth: your body responds to the signals you give it. If you feed it what it needs, it will work for you. If you neglect it, it will slowly decline. The loss of collagen is not the end of youth. It's the call to action. It's your body asking you to shift from default living to intentional health. And when you listen, when you start supplying the raw ingredients, something incredible happens. The skin begins to firm. The joints begin to move more freely. The gut begins to strengthen. And the aging process, once thought inevitable, becomes something you can influence, not with fear, but with understanding. Aging isn't the problem. Passive aging is. But with the right daily choices, even the most silent declines can be slowed, softened, and in many cases, partially reversed. Your body is whispering. It's time to listen. Collagen doesn't just appear in the body like magic. It's built carefully, structurally, intentionally. And the process of building collagen is something your body is ready to do at all times, but only if it has the right tools. You can think of collagen like a house made of bricks, with vitamin C being the cement that holds it all together. Without that cement, the structure simply cannot form, no matter how many bricks you have lying around. This is where most people get it wrong. They focus on eating collagen directly, bone broth, powders, supplements. And those can help, yes. But what happens if your body doesn't have the factors necessary to use those materials? Without vitamin C, your body can't convert the amino acids from collagen-rich foods into the actual collagen fibers your tissues need. The entire process breaks down before it even begins. Vitamin C is essential because it serves as a coenzyme in the hydroxylation of proline and lysine, two amino acids that are critical for forming the stable triple helix structure of collagen. That helix isn't just a shape, it's the reason collagen can stretch, bend, and bear weight without breaking. This is what allows your skin to stay firm, your joints to stay strong, your blood vessels to remain flexible, and your connective tissues to function under pressure. All of that hinges on a single nutrient, vitamin C. When you're deficient in vitamin C, collagen synthesis doesn't just slow down, it stops. That's what scurvy is, a total breakdown of collagen production. Gums bleed, wounds don't heal, skin becomes fragile, hair falls out. That's the extreme case. But even at lower levels of deficiency, levels that are far more common than most people realize, the effects are there, just less visible. Slower healing, skin that ages prematurely, increased joint discomfort, weakened immune barriers, chronic fatigue. This isn't just aging. This is biochemical insufficiency. So why do we let this happen? One reason is that vitamin C is water soluble. Your body doesn't store it. That means you need to replenish it every single day. The stress of modern life, physical stress, emotional stress, illness, pollution, depletes vitamin C rapidly. Add processed food, low fruit, and vegetable intake, and the average person is walking around in a state of constant low-grade deficiency. Their body is asking for materials to build and repair, and they're supplying nothing to work with. This is why including vitamin C-rich foods daily isn't a luxury. It's a biological requirement. It's not about taking megadoses in a supplement bottle. It's about being consistent with real whole foods. Kiwi, bell peppers, citrus fruits, berries. These aren't just tasty snacks. They're the frontline support system for your collagen network. And among them, kiwi stands out. Not only does it contain a high amount of vitamin C, often more than an orange, but it also provides enzymes and antioxidants that improve the bioavailability and absorption of nutrients, making the collagen building process even more efficient. Now think about what happens When you make this a part of your daily routine, you're not just preventing deficiency, you're activating the machinery that keeps your body strong, elastic, and resilient. Collagen isn't static, it's constantly being broken down and rebuilt. You're either contributing to the rebuilding process or allowing the breakdown to get ahead. There's a clear message here. If you want your skin to stay firm, your joints to stay strong, and your body to recover efficiently, it starts with vitamin C, not just once in a while, not just when you're sick, but every single day, because your body is working every single day. It's healing, it's repairing, it's building, or at least it wants to. But only if you give it what it needs. There's no shortcut around this. You can't out-supplement a poor foundation. You can't outpace decline if you're not fueling the rebuild. And vitamin C is the fuel. Without it, collagen is just a concept. With it, it becomes a process, a daily miracle of reconstruction that keeps you standing, moving, and thriving. So the next time you eat, ask yourself, am I feeding my body the instructions it needs to heal? Am I giving it the tools to repair? If the answer is yes, then you're doing more than just eating. You're rebuilding from the inside out, with intention, with purpose, and with power. When we think of nutrition, most people look at one thing at a time, one vitamin, one benefit, one goal. But the truth is, your body doesn't work in isolation. It's not a machine with separate compartments. It's an interconnected, living system where one nutrient can spark a ripple effect across multiple organs, tissues, and systems. That's exactly what happens when you eat kiwi. It's not just about vitamin C, although that alone would be enough. It's the combination, the full nutritional profile, that makes kiwi such a unique and powerful fruit for your health. Let's start with vitamin E. While vitamin C works on the water-based parts of your body like your blood and inside your cells, vitamin E is fat-soluble. It protects the outer membranes of your cells, the fragile lipid layers that are constantly under attack from oxidation and inflammation. And guess what? Collagen lives in an environment surrounded by these membranes. Vitamin E helps preserve the environment where collagen does its work. It acts like a bodyguard, protecting your skin and connective tissues from the daily assault of UV rays, pollution, and internal oxidative stress. And kiwi contains a significant amount of vitamin E, a rare quality for a fruit, especially one that's low in fat. But there's more. Kiwi is loaded with antioxidants. These are the compounds that neutralize free radicals, the unstable molecules that damage collagen and accelerate aging. Every breath you take, every stressful moment, every processed meal contributes to oxidative stress in the body. That stress breaks down collagen faster than your body can rebuild it. Unless you have an army of antioxidants defending your tissues, kiwi provides that defense. It contains polyphenols, carotenoids, and flavonoids, natural compounds that reduce inflammation and protect collagen from premature degradation. Now let's talk about a lesser known but incredibly important compound, actinidin. This is a natural enzyme found in kiwi that helps break down proteins in the digestive system. You might wonder, what does digestion have to do with collagen? Everything. Because if your digestive system isn't working efficiently, your body cannot absorb the amino acids and nutrients it needs to build collagen. You could be eating all the right foods, but if your gut isn't breaking them down and delivering them to your cells, you're not going to see the benefits. Actinidin makes digestion smoother, especially of protein. That means better absorption of proline, glycine, and hydroxyproline, the key amino acids that form the structure of collagen. And kiwi doesn't stop there. It's also rich in fiber, both soluble and insoluble, which supports gut health by feeding your microbiome. A healthy gut isn't just about digestion. It's about immunity, inflammation control, and nutrient absorption, all of which are crucial for maintaining a healthy collagen matrix. What you're seeing here is a fruit that works on multiple levels. It's not a one-trick pony. It's a full support system, providing the materials, protection, and environment your body needs to maintain strong, flexible tissues. Most people try to piece this together from a variety of sources: a vitamin E capsule here, a probiotic there, a synthetic antioxidant from a supplement. But kiwi brings it all together in a single, whole food package that your body recognizes, absorbs, and uses efficiently. Think about what this means on a practical level. You wake up, you start your day, maybe you're tired, maybe your skin looks a little dull, maybe your knees ache from a walk that wouldn't have fazed you 10 years ago. This isn't just aging, it's the cumulative effect of small nutritional gaps that have gone unaddressed. And every time you choose a food that fills those gaps, like kiwi, you shift the direction. You're not just stopping decline, you're supporting regeneration. Every bite of kiwi is an investment in your future. It's the difference between breaking down and building up, between inflammation and repair, between accelerated aging and graceful, functional longevity. And the best part, it's not complicated. It's not expensive. It's available in almost every grocery store, and it takes less than a minute to peel and eat. That's the kind of medicine we should be talking about more often. Food that works with your body, not against it. Food that gives more than it takes. And kiwi is exactly that. It doesn't just support collagen. It amplifies the systems that keep you strong, radiant, and resilient. It's a simple choice. But in the long run, it's one that can change everything. There's something powerful about real food. It doesn't come with a warning label. It doesn't have a long list of side effects. It doesn't promise quick fixes with hidden costs. What it offers instead is consistency, stability, and a deep alignment with the way your body was designed to function. When you give your body the nutrients it's expecting from sources it can recognize and absorb, the results aren't just theoretical. They're visible, tangible, measurable. And when it comes to collagen, that's exactly what happens when you incorporate fruits like kiwi into your daily routine. Too often, we've been led to believe that the only way to rebuild collagen is through injections, powders, or high-end skincare products. We forget that collagen production is an internal process, one that starts inside the body, not on the surface. And more importantly, we forget that this process depends entirely on what you feed your body day in and day out. Clinical research confirms it. Consuming high vitamin C fruits like kiwi leads to noticeable improvements in skin health, hydration, and elasticity, and not in years, in just a few weeks. In one study, participants who added vitamin C-rich fruits to their diet saw significant improvements in skin moisture and firmness in as little as 8 weeks. 8 weeks. That's 2 months of showing up for your body with one small, intentional act: eating real, nutrient-dense food. There were no expensive treatments, no synthetic supplements, no overnight miracles, just consistency. That's where the magic is. The body doesn't need perfect conditions to heal. It needs the right inputs, delivered regularly without interruption. Collagen isn't produced in bursts, it's built gradually, steadily, and predictably when the raw materials are present. When you eat a kiwi, you're not just triggering collagen production once. You're supporting a long-term process that works in cycles, breaking down damaged tissue, rebuilding new fibers, reinforcing structure. and the results build on each other over time. That's why real food works. It fits into the rhythm of how the body operates. Synthetic supplements, on the other hand, often fail to deliver those same results, not because they're useless, but because they lack the complexity and synergy found in whole foods. Kiwi, for example, doesn't just deliver vitamin C. It brings along vitamin E, potassium, antioxidants, digestive enzymes, and fiber. All of these compounds work together to support not just collagen production, but the entire environment where that production takes place: your skin, your gut, your bloodstream, your connective tissue. And unlike isolated pills, the nutrients in whole foods are far more bioavailable, meaning your body can absorb and use them more effectively. That matters, because what you absorb is far more important than what you consume. You could be swallowing collagen supplements daily, but if your body lacks the factors to activate collagen synthesis, those amino acids may never make it to the tissues that need them. With kiwi, you're feeding the process from multiple angles. You're not just giving your body collagen fuel, you're turning on the entire engine. Over time, that has a compound effect. Skin becomes more hydrated, fine lines soften, joints move with less stiffness, recovery from workouts improves, even wound healing speeds up. These aren't cosmetic changes. They're structural. They're the result of your body finally having what it needs to repair and maintain itself. And the beauty of it is that it doesn't require extreme change. You don't need to overhaul your life or follow some rigid diet to get these benefits. You simply need to be consistent. 1 kiwi a day. That's it. 1 minute to peel it. 1 bite at a time. And each time you do, you're giving your body a message. I'm with you. I'm here to help you heal. That message matters more than we often realize. People often underestimate what small actions, done repeatedly, can create over time. But this is how health is built. Not through breakthroughs or hacks, but through the quiet repetition of the right habits. You may not see results in the mirror after 1 day, but keep going. Give your body time to respond. 8 weeks from now, the changes will not only be visible, they'll be felt. That's the power of real food. That's the power of showing up every day with something simple, natural, and deeply effective. In a world full of quick fixes and complex solutions, the answer might just be as humble as a kiwi, and the discipline to eat it every day. Sometimes we underestimate the small things. We think if something is simple, it must be insignificant. We believe that meaningful change needs to be big, dramatic, complicated. But that mindset is exactly what keeps people stuck, because real transformation, especially in the body, doesn't happen through massive overhauls. It happens through small, intentional decisions made consistently over time. And one of those small decisions, one that carries far more weight than it appears, is the choice to eat just 1 kiwi a day. 1 kiwi. That's all it takes to begin shifting your body's internal chemistry toward healing. It's not about the fruit itself being a miracle. It's about what it represents. A single kiwi contains the nutrients your body needs to activate one of its most essential repair mechanisms, collagen production. With every bite, you're supplying vitamin C, vitamin E, antioxidants, fiber, and enzymes that support digestion, reduce inflammation, and stimulate tissue regeneration. But more than that, you're building a habit that sends a message to your cells every single day: rebuild, restore, strengthen. That one fruit may seem small, even trivial, but it's not. It's a signal, a daily signal that says, I'm choosing life, I'm choosing health, I'm choosing to support the process rather than ignore it. Over time, those daily signals add up, they compound. And that's how long-term change works. not by shocking the system, but by supporting it steadily, patiently, and wisely. Think of what happens when you don't provide that support. Your body, faced with oxidative stress, inflammation, aging, and environmental damage, starts to fall behind. Collagen breaks down faster than it's replaced. Skin loses elasticity. Joints begin to ache. Gut lining weakens. Recovery slows. This isn't a sudden collapse. It's a quiet erosion, one that happens little by little, day after day. But the good news is the same principle works in reverse. Just as decline happens gradually, so does restoration. One kiwi a day might not feel like it's doing much in the first few days or even the first couple of weeks. But that's how biology works: slow, steady, cumulative. Beneath the surface, your body is responding. Nutrient levels are rising. Inflammation is decreasing. The scaffolding of your tissues is being reinforced. Collagen fibers are forming with more stability and strength. And before long, the results begin to show. Clearer skin, stronger joints, faster healing, more resilience. That's the hidden power in one small action. The people who age well, who stay active and vital into their later years, who bounce back from illness and injury, they're not doing extreme things. They're doing the right things consistently. They don't wait until something breaks. They maintain the structure from the beginning. And often, it starts with something as simple as what they choose to put on their plate. One kiwi a day is not just about getting more vitamin C. It's about creating momentum in the right direction. It's about anchoring a habit that says, my health matters, and that habit begins to influence other choices. You feel a little better, so you start moving more. You recover faster, so you stay more active. You see the benefits, so you make better food choices. It all connects. That's how one simple act becomes a catalyst for total body change. And there's no barrier to entry. This isn't something only the wealthy can afford. It's not exclusive to elite athletes or wellness influencers. It's available in the produce aisle of almost every store. It doesn't take time, training, or equipment. Just a decision repeated daily. In a world full of expensive solutions, complicated regimens, and flashy promises, the humble kiwi stands quietly as a reminder of what truly works. Not because it's exotic, but because it's complete. Because it contains what the body recognizes and needs. And when you give your body what it needs, it doesn't just survive, it thrives. So, don't underestimate that one fruit. Don't overlook the impact of that daily choice. Over weeks and months, it becomes something more than nutrition. It becomes a discipline, a rhythm, a foundation. And the person who builds that foundation, one kiwi at a time, is building more than collagen. They're building health that lasts,